Each step you take forward is a step in the right direction, and you've just taken one more because you are now tuned into the show where you learn to define success, what that means for you, what that's going to look like in your life, and then how to actually make that vision your reality, how to make that picture of success your life. I'm going to help you create authentic power and influence in your life so you can be someone other people want to listen to, follow, advocate for. Not to mention, we're going to be giving you a new angle, a new perspective on different personal growth topics to put you in a position to win in life. If all that sounds good to you, stay tuned. You're in the right spot. Welcome to the Sprouting Success Podcast. My name is Remy Ellis. I'll be your host today. By the way, I'm the host every day. Today's topic, the 3 seasons of life. Now, we're all aware of the 4 natural seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall, and the endless cycle that we experience here living on Earth in those 4 seasons. We're aware of the transitions from one to the next and the opportunities, the new change that brings. These are not the seasons we're going to be speaking about today. Today we'll be covering the seasons of your life and the characteristics of each of these 3 seasons, these 3 periods. When you better understand these 3 seasons, you can capitalize on opportunities, leverage your specific skills and talents, and really take advantage of these time periods. So on your journey for success, growth, fulfillment, happiness, whatever you're after, you're going to need to learn to take advantage of these seasons. Make sure you're in a position to benefit from each opportunity that these seasons presents. If you've listened to this show before, if you know what I'm about, what I speak about, you know that we're always going to tie it back to you, how it's relevant to you and your life. And so my hope is that today you're able to, first of all, identify which season you're currently in, but also how to prepare yourself for the next season that's coming up, because we all know things change and the next season is coming. Understanding what season you're currently experiencing in life helps you better take advantage of all your opportunities. And understanding that will help you prioritize the work you're putting in, help you focus on what actually matters, not what we think matters, but what actually matters, because oftentimes there's a difference there. And understanding where you're at in the cycle of seasons allows you to be more comfortable, more accepting with the results or the lack of results that you're currently experiencing. So once you get an understanding of these 3 seasons, it will also too explain why when you look at other people, when you compare yourself to other people's lives and you're looking around and it seems like other people might have a lot more than you, or things are going their way, things are just popping off for them, they might just be in a different season than you. And if you remember, I told you back in episode 18 when we talked about comparisons and how they're holding you back, we also mentioned how even though we know comparisons aren't helpful and constructive, we're still going to do it anyway. So today's topic hopefully will provide you some context into why people's lives are so different and why you just can't compare yourself to anyone else, someone who has totally different circumstances and is experiencing a totally different season, a totally different life. All that said, let's get into our points. Once again, today's topic is the 3 seasons of life. Point number 1 and season number 1 is the planting season. When you are in the planting season, this is the time for work. Planting season is when you got your head down, you're grinding, you're sweating, you're showing up every day, you're trying to get a little bit better every day. You're sowing the seeds to plants that you won't see tomorrow, or maybe the next day, or maybe a month from now. Maybe you won't even see the plants of these seeds for years. Planting season could also be described as planning season because you're strategizing, you're trying out new methods, different iterations, you're trying to figure out what works best for you in your life. You're attempting new things, trying new things, you're failing, you're getting back up again. Planting season is especially difficult because you're doing all this work and there's no immediate gratification. There's no visual result that you're getting today. So you're sweating, you're staying up late, you're waking up early, you're putting yourself out there for the world to see, and maybe you're not getting any traction, you're not getting any love, any attention. Matter of fact, you're probably not getting any traction, love, attention, just by way of virtue, by the way this thing goes. So it can be hard to control your emotions and continue to stay positive when you're putting in all this effort, this time, this energy into something that doesn't appear to be paying off or yielding the results that you want, the results that you're after. And it's not easy to stay disciplined and stay consistent when you can't see a direct positive result from your actions and the time that you're putting in. And that's why planting season is so important. The work you're putting in now, the seeds that you're putting in the ground, might not seem like they're taking, might not seem like they're sprouting or growing roots, or even ever going to grow the way that you envision them growing or the way that you hope they grow. An example of planting season that I like to give, because I think it's relatable, I think it's easy to understand, is physical activity and going to the gym. So if you go to the gym one time, you work hard, you sweat hard, chances are you're not going to see any major results after that one workout. So any weight that you're trying to lose or any muscle that you're trying to gain, that weight's not going to fall off all of a sudden. The muscle's not going to appear all of a sudden just because you worked out that one time. We know that it takes consistent time in the gym before you see any type of result. So with that consistency, the work starts to build on itself. The seed starts to take root in the ground. Working out is a good example because you go one time, you work out, you plant a few seeds, but you don't see any results after that one day. It can take weeks, months to see any progress that you're looking for. Planting season is when you're working hard, but it just seems like nothing is happening for you as a result of the actions that you're taking. And I think a lot of people get discouraged during planting season because there's no immediate result, there's no indication of progress. But better understanding planting season, that will allow you to appreciate the process and the dedication it's going to take to achieve your goals. A personal example of planting season in my own life is with my work. So I work with people all over the country, and on any given day, I might send out hundreds of emails offering support, looking to work with people. I could send out 500 emails in one day and not receive a single response. And that, not receiving a response, that can make me feel like I need to change something. I must be doing something wrong. Should I not be doing this? Those are questions that I ask myself. But then I remember that each email I send, each of those 500, each offer is a potential seed that could grow into an opportunity. And I never know which one is going to take. So I'm not going to not sow those seeds just because they might not grow. What kind of strategy would that be? No, I need to keep working, keep sending emails, keep sowing seeds until something, should I say, sprouts. That's the essence of planting season. Putting yourself out there, trying new things, being consistent with the process that is going to yield the end result that you want. You won't get it today or tomorrow, but if you show up today and tomorrow, do what you need to do, you're increasing the likelihood that you'll achieve that outcome. And if you show up consistently enough, you'll increase that likelihood of success so much that there'll be no other option. The result you're after, you'll achieve that. Now, I started these 3 seasons with planting season because you're going to spend most of your life in planting season. Yes, the majority of your day, week, year will be spent in this season. So the process, showing up every day, being consistent with whatever it is that you want to do or whatever it is that you do with your time. Now, that might seem unfortunate after I described it to you. You're telling me that the majority of my life will be working hard with no immediate results, no visual progress. That sounds pretty discouraging. Yes, but there is a bright side, which I'll get to in a minute. Point number 2 in season number 2, cultivating season. As important as planting season is, cultivating season is equally as important. This is the season when you make the decision whether or not to kill off your ideas, the ones that you've been planting, tending to, that might not yet have taken off. Or instead of killing them off, ripping them out of the ground, you decide to just keep working a little bit longer to see if they come to fruition. In this season, you're taking time to think about where you're at. And some questions you might ask yourself are, is this action I'm taking moving me towards the place that I want to be or the person that I want to be? Or maybe, is it time I spend less time doing this activity? It can be so hard to stay consistent with a plan, an idea, a decision over time if you just aren't getting the results that you thought you would, the results that you hoped for. It might make sense to abandon it, wouldn't it? You tell me. How do you know when it's time to walk away? Well, cultivating season gives you the opportunity to learn about yourself, how you feel about the way you've been spending your time. Cultivating season allows you to take a step back and look at all the seeds that you've been planting, look at the goals you've been working towards, and honestly judge how far you are from the goal, what direction you're moving in, and if you still wish to even achieve that goal. Keeping with the planting metaphor, what seeds of yours have been growing the fastest and the strongest? What are you excited about? What work do you still enjoy? What goals are you especially focused on in the moment? And how much progress are you seeing? Which seeds need more water? Which seeds need more sunlight? What ideas are you excited about? What projects have you been working on and have yet to see the results that you're looking for? Your judgment will be tested in cultivating season as well as your self-knowledge, so how well you know yourself. Because cultivating season is when you make the decision to either keep showing up or to walk away. I think more and more in our lives we rip ideas out of the ground and just abandon them all because we are too impatient with the lack of results that we're seeing. And we're unable to see past our short-term, short-sighted horizons and So all the energy that we're spending that appears to have no purpose can be viewed as a waste from us, as we want those instant gratifications, those instant results. So cultivating season allows you to cut down on just the sheer amount of projects and decisions and situations that you need to focus on. So you're able to refine what matters to you, what you're going to go all in on. Because no one has all the time to go after all the goals that they have for themselves. So by taking notice of what's working, what's not working, you can narrow down your focus. That said, it's not easy to walk away from goals, plans you've been working on, especially if you put time in, sweat in, and you haven't seen a result. That can almost feel like you're quitting before you even get to where you wanted to get. It can seem like you've wasted all this time, all this energy into an endeavor that you're now abandoning. However, by refining the directions of your life and all the places that you could be spending time, you make room for the ideas that you're going to focus on. Those areas that do excite you, that you feel like doing, you only have so much time in life, and everyone's on the clock. So that's why cultivating season is so important. This is you refining your universe and making sure the only things that you're involved in are by design and because you chose them. Point number 3 in season number 3 is harvesting season. This is the season when all your hard work is paying off. This is when all of the seeds that you've sown have grown into plants and they're bearing fruit just for you. Everything is popping off for you. All your calls are being answered. All your emails are being returned. Money's flowing in. Luck is on your side. You get the job. You get the promotion. Things are just going your way. Whatever that means for you. You're feeling yourself as you should be. All your discipline and hard work in the planting season and your solid judgment in the cultivating season has paid off. And that's a great feeling. Because had you not worked so hard planting or made the right decisions about what to spend more time on, you would not be able to reap the benefits of your work. During harvesting season, people will be gravitating towards you. And how can you blame them? From someone's perspective on the outside, it seems like everything you're touching is turning to gold. You just can't miss. Nobody's thinking about all the planting, hard work you've done, all the cultivating you had to do up until this point to get the harvest and reap the rewards. I'm sure you can think of a few times in your life when you were harvesting, when things were just going your way on all fronts, and it's an amazing feeling. If you've ever experienced that feeling, that harvesting season, you know the feeling in the season doesn't last. So you must relish, you must celebrate while you can, because remember the endless cycle that we're in. One season will never dominate the others. You need all three to work in balance and build upon one another. You cannot experience the highs of harvesting season without experiencing the lows of the planting season. This is arguably everyone's favorite season. It's the most enjoyable season to experience. This is the one that we all dream about. The reason that we plant, the reason we cultivate is to feel this feeling. The reason we stay disciplined, the reason we keep showing up is because we trust in the process. We trust that our work and our diligence will be rewarded. So I continue to send those emails every day at work because I trust that eventually my message will land for the right person at the right time and I'll be able to capitalize on an opportunity. Harvesting is where you want to be. But without the planting season, like I said, there wouldn't be the possibility for harvesting season. So hopefully it makes sense now how all the seasons work together. They just can't exist without the others. So when you look around at other people and you're making comparisons, maybe you're feeling bad about yourself and where you're at in life, you might just be experiencing a different season than the other person you're comparing yourself to. You might be stuck in the planting season, working hard, not seeing a lot of results, and the other person, conversely, might be in the harvesting season. So everything's going their way, or everything appears to be going their way. They're happy, they're glowing, they're confident. That's their harvest to experience. But guess what? You have your own harvest, and it's coming up soon. But only if you keep planting. We're all on different paths. Let's recap today's topic, which is the 3 seasons of life. Point number 1 in season number 1, the planting season. This is the time to work. This is when you get your head down, you're grinding, you're sweating, you're showing up every day, you're sowing seeds to plants that you probably won't see tomorrow, the next day, a month from now, maybe even a year. You're working hard today with no immediate results, no instant satisfaction, instant gratification, with the understanding that the result that you want will be achieved at a future date if you continue to stay disciplined today. Point number 2 in season number 2, cultivating season. This is the season when you make the decision whether or not to keep going, to continue to care for the seeds, the plants that you've sown. Will you continue to invest your time and energy into these ideas, these projects, these goals, or will you walk away? And point number 3, season number 3, harvesting season. This is the season when all your hard work pays off. All the discipline, the hard work in the planting season, and your solid judgment in cultivating season finally pays off. So everything's popping off for you. Your phone's ringing off, your emails are being returned, money's flowing in, luck's on your side, you get the promotion, you get the job, whatever it looks like for you, you know what it feels like. Remember, one season does not exist without the other two, and they work in unison, they work in balance. Thank you all for listening. I've been Remy Ellis. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay well.